Welcome to beautiful Simony Field on a Saturday morning, and welcome to the Fans Only Sports Network for boys high school lacrosse action. The Mount St. Charles Mounties here to take on the LaSalle Academy Rams. Charlie Adams here on play-by-play with Ashton Allison doing the camera work for this one, which should be an exciting matchup between LaSalle and Mount, with the 8-1 Rams heading in to take on the 2-3 Mounties. In their first meeting to open Mount St. Charles's year, it was a 20-5 win in favor of LaSalle. And since then, LaSalle went on to continue to pack in wins against league opponents. They sit 7-0 in league. Their one loss on the year came in a 14-13 loss versus out-of-state Cheshire. The big win on the season for LaSalle is the 6-5 win versus, at the time, number 11 nationally ranked Garden City. And there's been no team within 11 goals in league in any of their 7 wins so far this season. For Mount, they started with that 20-5 loss versus LaSalle and followed it up with a 25-1 loss at Moses Brown. 13-12, they picked up their first win versus Portsmouth, followed by a 20-2 loss versus Bishop Hendricken and a 13-11 win versus East Greenwich in their last one. In the last 3 matchups for LaSalle, they took down East Greenwich 28-6, followed by 24-21 win over Portsmouth. As we get our national anthem going here pregame. National anthem out of the way, just about ready to get things going here. In LaSalle's last game, it was a 22-5 win versus Moses Brown. LaSalle will be wearing white jerseys for this one, with Mount wearing red. And 12 minutes on the clock for our first quarter. Ready to get started. Thank you to everyone tuned in here on the Fans Only Sports Network for this early morning lacrosse action. Both teams now making their way out here, with LaSalle to the right of your screen and Mount on the left. Pretty good attendance here at Simony Stadium. People filing in as referees addressing both sides. And starting in goal for LaSalle here today is going to be Connor Kelly, wearing number 49. As he greets Noah Jordan of Mount St. Charles, and now everyone taking their spots to get this one going. Dante D'Amico in the face-off circle for LaSalle, ready to kick things off here. And now the action underway as Ian Butash took the face-off for the Mounties. LaSalle quickly into the attacking zone. 20 goals in their first meeting, and it starts off with a goal for the Rams right off the bat with Ronan Peterson firing it by Jordan for the first score. So right back to the face-off circle, just 14 seconds into the game. First goal of the game belongs to Ronan Peterson. Plenty of hockey players crossing over to lacrosse here in the spring season for LaSalle. LaSalle fell to Bishop Hendricken in the semifinals of this year's state championship hockey tournament as LaSalle strikes again. Back-to-back scores. First 30 seconds in the books. Enough time for Mount St. Charles to give up 2 goals. Just trying to do better than a 20-5 loss when these teams faced off at the start of the year. And not that good of a start if you're trying to best that performance. Finally, Mount St. Charles with some offense here as they push up the field, with Ian Butash taking it off his face-off win. The Rams now changing from defense to offense and going into the X. Looked for a quick pass over to Brighton Gott, but could not connect. Nearly had it there. Out of bounds with possession favoring Mount St. Charles. They'll pass it to Jordan in goal. Jordan bounce passes. It's on the ground, loose, picked up by LaSalle. Rams go down as Matthew Hayes loses his footing. Flag on the play. Hayes running around the goal, heading towards the X. Now surveys, finds a man at the wing. Rams slow it down a little. A one-on-one passed over to Peterson. It bounces out of his stick. Now it'll be scooped up. Again, a little miscarry there as it falls down onto the turf with Jacob Wilson scooping it right back up. LaSalle now works their way in, gets it to Peterson. Peterson fakes out, goes back outside. Back to Wilson now. Wilson sends it to the X. Rams continuing here on offense as Wilson can't get it cleanly, picks it back up, back into the X. The Rams now a minute and 30 without a goal. Longest of the game for sure. As save made by Jordan. $14 seconds. And now it's going to look like Mount St. Charles is going a man down here, which won't help things for them, but it'll be a man-up advantage in favor of LaSalle. Windy day here early on this Saturday. 10 a.m. start time. .30-second penalty winding down with Ronan Peterson. Dishing it off now towards the wing. Slung across by Quincy Marino, and it goes out of bounds. 11 seconds of man-up advantage coming here for the Rams as they get it back to Ronan Peterson at the point. Dealed to the wing, now in close. Bit of a double team. Back to even action. Nothing going on that 30 seconds of player up opportunity. And it'll roll out of bounds. Mount St. Charles takes over possession here with 9:14 to go in our first quarter, with the Rams leading 2-0. Thank you to everyone tuned in here on the Fans Only Sports Network. Appreciate you watching live or on demand. Knocked away. Mounties playing some pretty good defense now after a rough start. Scooped up, though, by the Rams, who keep it on the attack, pushing the pace forward here. With Paul Bogosian leading it in. Whistle and possession heads or stays with LaSalle. Bogosian jumping shot sent in, but knocked down by Jordan. Jordan gets it away over into the corner. The Mounties lose it for a second. It's going to be scooped back up and scored on by the Rams. LaSalle gets their third goal here in our first quarter. The Mounties couldn't corral it and scooped up from close range and taken advantage of. The Rams back on the board here in our third quarter, in our first quarter with the score of 3-0. First timeout being taken here, so we'll take a timeout with them here. 3-0 on the Fans Only Sports Network when we return. Welcome back, 3-0, and the Rams out in front, trying to keep pace with their 20-5 win that they picked up when these teams faced off at the start of the season. As the Rams are right back to it on the offensive with Matthew Hayes going down. Whistle blows and LaSalle keeps possession. Rams passing up top. Now dealt to Ronan Peterson. Hard shot sent in and gets by for the Rams' fourth goal of the game. And Jacob Wilson sends it across for goal number 4. The junior puts LaSalle back in the scoring column. Still not even halfway through our first quarter of action. Busy day in LaSalle sports. Starting off with this 10 a.m. matchup between the Mounties and the Rams here at LaSalle. And then both track and field teams for the Rams participating in the Varsity Invitational as the Rams quickly back to scoring their 5th goal now. Just seconds after we were at midfield, we'll go right back for another face-off. Rams lead it 5-0. Also in LaSalle's day, they have a varsity baseball game being played at 4 p.m. over in Coventry. were scheduled to have a softball game against Coventry, but that has since been canceled. And the Rams just barely miss. Matthew Hayes from point blank range pulls it a little to the right, just missing the mark. We'll say in possession by LaSalle, who gets it back to Hayes. Hayes will try again. This one ricochets near the sideline, stopped up there by Connor Perrin. Perrin, starter steps in, now gets it over to Hayes, who was flanking, and knocked down. Mounties in control of it with just under 7 minutes to go now in our first quarter. Bounced over. Loose on the ground as Christopher Petty tries to scoop it up. Instead, the Rams lead it right back down the field over the top score. LaSalle gets it to go again with Quincy Marino putting away goal 6. About 6.5 minutes to go now in our first quarter. Yet to see much of anything from the Mounties side of things. They haven't really even been able to get a shot off, but now scooped up. Double team coming against the Mounties, knocks the ball out of bounds, and possession held by Matthew Hayes, who sends it over to Anthony Rollo. Per RIL rules, a 10-goal lead stops any clock stoppages. And they're already in front by 6 in this first quarter. We're finally past the halfway mark. As the whistle blows and possession heads towards the Rams. Sent into the X, now over the top for Hayes. And Hayes is the one to get it across. Matthew Hayes puts it in. 7-0 in our first quarter. .5:35 to go. Plenty of time for LaSalle to continue to add on. That 20-goal pace that they needed to be on to match their performance against the Rams or against Mountie to open the season is certainly in striking distance with 7 first-quarter goals. Now Jackson Vates for Mount St. Charles holding possession, passing it along now. Mountie's looking to make a run. They put up 5 goals in their first meeting against the Rams. Connor Kelly still unflinching in the Rams' goal as Mount now approaching, looking to wrap around now into the wing. The shot goes wide, out of bounds. Frankie Ryan pulled it right. Rams still defending. A tough angle shot coming from Mount St. Charles. Now scooped up by LaSalle. Ryan Cowan pushing it up the field. Now back up for Ronan Peterson. Peterson spins around, sends it in. It's going to go Into the X, scooped up there by Hayes. Hayes sends it all the way back out and finds Mason DePalma. Now a hard step and a shot goes wide out of bounds. 4 minutes to go now in our first quarter. 7-0, the Rams in front. Play resuming with Hayes. Looking for the wraparound bounce shot. Goes out of bounds. Possession will stay with LaSalle as Quinn Peterson chased it out of bounds. Passed now to Lachlan Gott. Gott loses it. And hard defense from the Rams, draws a flag. Mounties pushing it up the field still. Another flag coming at midfield now. Whistles blow. 3:23 left to go. It's gonna send Ronan Peterson off the field here for man up advantage for the Mounties. Mounties trying to take advantage of their man-up chance with Ronan Peterson stuck on the sideline. Their shot goes wide out of bounds there. .252 to go. Now referees getting together for a second. Now 2 players in the Rams penalty box here. .59 left on Ronan Peterson's penalty. And Ryan Cowan with a minute. Play resumes, ball out of bounds, and it's going to be white possession as the Rams win the foot race out of bounds. A long pass down the field will bounce a couple times, stay in bounds, and the Rams pick up a big gain. Now passed over to the middle, sent into the slot, unable to get a shot off there. Paul Bogosian lifted the pass over, but now the Rams just charge right in, and John Roadhurst puts it away for goal 8. The Mounties still a player up, but the Rams able to pick one up with 2 players sitting in the penalty box. It's Roadhurst puts in goal number 8 here today. Whistles following the faceoff as a timeout's going to be taken. 8-0, the Rams in front here in our first quarter. 2 minutes left when we return. Welcome back. The player up advantage belonging with Mount St. Charles as play resumes now. 15 seconds of chance to score with the man advantage. The only ones who have taken advantage of it has been LaSalle, as John Roadhurst put away goal 8 just moments ago. And now player up advantage out of the picture. Score 8-0 in favor of LaSalle. Charlie Adams here for the Fans Only Sports Network. Thank you to everyone tuned in live or on demand, as that shot whipped across by Peterson goes out of bounds as Peterson made his return from the penalty area. And ringing the post, LaSalle misses there. Peterson will scoop it back up, and the Rams trying to re-enter the attacking zone. Bounced outside to Bogosian. Bogosian steps back, cutting back and forth. Bogosian will load it up, firing it hard directly off of a Mounties defender who's limping around a little but staying in it. Definition of walking it off, as the Rams fire in goal 9. Under a minute to go now, and LaSalle 9 goals across in our first quarter. I believe that makes it a 36 goal pace if we exit this period with the score 9-0. Somewhat sustainable than there would be the most scores that the Rams have put across this season. Trying to do better than 28. Mounties win the faceoff and bring it into the attacking zone. And the Rams bounce pass it over. Defending coming in from behind by Ian Boutash. Some players substituting off, but the Rams now with less than 30 seconds to go in the attacking zone. Move to the corner, now back out to the point. Loaded up from there and fired home by Connor Perrin. And the Rams lead 10-0, double-digit scoring in our first quarter. Their season highest in scoring came against East Greenwich when they won 28-6. Here with 10 first quarter goals. Scooped up, out in front, big push down as time runs out in our first quarter. 10-0 is your score after one. Still 3 quarters to go for the Rams to continue to add on to this lead. We'll be right back. 12 minutes back on the clock and back to midfield to kick off quarter two. Thank you to everyone here tuned in on the Fans Only Sports Network, live or on demand. Charlie Adams here, joined by Ashton Allison, doing the camera work from on campus at Salle. The Rams right back to offense with D'Amico passing down the far sideline. Now the ball with Ronan Peterson, who pushes it back, and now a loaded up shot try going out of bounds. And the Rams now. Juke moving away from the X. Moving it to the wing. Up to the point for Bogosian. LaSalle looking for a way in. Getting it to the outside. Heavy fire as he whips it across. It's waved off. Jacob Wilson got the shot off and passed, but waved off as the whistle came first, and play resumes with the Mounties bringing it up the near sideline now. Matthew Davenport will pass it back. Quinn Peterson will head to the penalty box for 30 seconds, man up chance for the Mounties. Inside look going across for Ryan Cowan. And again, with the Mounties a man up, the Rams are the ones who score it. 11th goal on this Saturday morning for the Rams. LaSalle looking for another back-to-back scoring effort. Fender being sent every which way. Grady Peterson trying his best, but now the pass off, the shot taken. And the save by Jordan. Rolls out of bounds, and it'll be LaSalle possession with 9:53 to go. Rams from the corner passing over now. Up to the point with Brighton Gott. Gott whips it to Wilson. Wilson over to Hayes, and now Hayes right out in front. The shot goes through. A flag on the play. The goal will count for the Rams. It'll be the 12th coming in our second quarter. Matthew Davenport will head to the penalty box. A minute coming up for him. A quick fire from Peterson, knocked away out of bounds. Passed off to the wing, up to the point. Hard shot from Mason De Palma sends Noah Jordan down low to save it. Still 11 seconds of man-up advantage for the LaSalle Rams as they re-enter now with back to even numbers. Hard fire coming from John Roadhurst. 13 across for LaSalle. The Rams and Mounties back at midfield. Facing it off as LaSalle once again wins the faceoff with Dante D'Amico bringing it in and firing it across for another LaSalle goal. (14-0). LaSalle way out in front. And play resuming. Some substitutions being made on both sides. Hard defense being played by Daniel Riley. As whistles blow and possession heads in favor of the Rams. LaSalle moves quickly with Christian Kones. Almost approaching halfway through second quarter as that bounce shot gets across for Matthew Hayes. 15 goals on the day for the Rams, and we're not even halfway through this one. Midfield, immediate whistle. Now play back underway with the Rams on defense. Swim move by Grady Peterson continues the Mounties push up the field. Now directing traffic, Nathan Murray waits as Mount St. Charles jukes to the right, sets a pick. Moving towards the corner, the pass knocked away off the top of Mount's stick, stayed in bounds. Good effort there by Mount St. Charles, but it's in favor of the Rams, who scoop it up. Now give it away in Mount St. Charles territory. Still able to set the Mounties back on their offensive push. Timeout being yelled for and granted with 6 minutes to go in our second quarter to score 15-0. The Rams out in front. We'll be back on the other side of this timeout here on the Fans Only Sports Network. Back underway here. 6 minutes to go in our second quarter. 15-0 in favor of LaSalle. As a good save made. The Rams continue to keep that 0 in the Mount St. Charles side of scoring and look to add on their side. Given away there by the Rams, scooped up. Mounties trying to push it out. And Ryan Cowan takes control for the Rams. Hard send in from Bogosian. Rolls out of bounds. 4:47 to go now in our second quarter. And the Rams push through and get it again. 16 goals. Second quarter wears on here. Plenty of things going on around LaSalle. Talked about the sports going on. You can see in the background of your screen some lawn care, maintenance around campus. Keep the place looking nice here on the weekend as the Rams bounce that pass, scoop it up before it can go out of bounds. Now from the X, a cut around from Quinn Peterson, sent to the wing. Gosian at the point. No. Hard shot sent in and scored on once again Paul Bogosian puts it away. Goal 17. Still time left in our first half for the Rams to add on. After 10 goals in the first, they have 7 here in our second. And 3 minutes, 45 seconds to keep on. Just keep on firing. They scored 20 goals against this team when they faced off originally. And now they might score 20 first half goals as another one goes past. 18th here. Continues to add on. That 28 goal mark, the highest of the season, is certainly reachable. Without question at this point. Mount St. Charles drives in with Matthew Davenport, and now passed along, and the Rams give up their first goal here with Nathan Murray bouncing it in. It's 18-1. Maybe building some halftime momentum for a big push in the second half. Play resumes with the 0 no longer in the Mounties side of the scoreboard here. 18-1, 2:21 to go. Charging in, the unanswered goals from the from the Mounties, as Noah Jordan makes a good save. Salle drives it in, fires, and Jordan looks to be feeling the effects of that save. Minute 56 to go in our second quarter. We'll take a timeout here on our end. Back when game action resumes here from Simony Stadium. Goalie warming up here, just to give you an update. New goalie in, Dominic Tortolano. He'll continue to warm up, and we'll go back to a break as both teams wait up on the sideline until we can resume action here on the Fans Only Sports Network. teams returning to the field. Minute and 56 left on the clock as we go from a senior in Noah Jordan to a freshman in Dominic Tortolano in goal for Mount. Already 18 goals across for the Rams in our first half of action. Pass over to Jackson Vates. Now onto the wing with Frankie Ryan. Stuck out of bounds, just saved it. But it will be whistled for with less than a minute to go. Cutting through, the shot goes past. First one going against Tortolano. It's going to be the 19th goal for the Rams. 30 seconds to go now in our first half. As our second quarter winds down, we return to midfield. When we're broadcasting these games, we should really be getting a sponsor for LaSalle goals. They would be getting some serious bang for their buck. Last game that we broadcasted was Moses Brown, 22 goals. Then before that, 28 goals versus East Greenwich. Here, 19 in just the first half alone. Certainly seems like a prime opportunity for any prospective sponsors. That one just misses off the side of the net. And a long pass downfield from Tortolano. Time runs out. LaSalle kind of falls behind the pace in scoring, and they only put up 9 this quarter. After 10 in the first and 9 in the second, they lead 19-1 as we enter halftime here on the Fans Only Sports Network. We'll be back shortly with second half action. Welcome back here on the Fans Only Sports Network. Third quarter kicking off, where it seems like we'll be running the clock from now on, barring a miraculous comeback of some sorts. So 12 minutes will be 12 minutes all the way through as a quick substitution by Salle. The Rams scored 20 when these teams faced off to start the year. They've scored 28 in their highest scoring game so far this season. A chance to do better than both in our second half. Running through a quick score goes across for the Rams. 20 goals here. New goalie in for the Rams down the field with Tyler Graham between the pipes in our second half. Wearing number 15 for Salle. Ball tossed up, and now Mount St. Charles trying to make a run. Gets it taken away. Blake Gauthier heads up the field. Sent inside over the top. Look, gets it over to freshman. 21 goals now for Salle. As our third quarter gets underway, the Rams already doing better than they did the last time they faced the Mounties. From a 20-5 win, they now sit leading 21-1. I think everyone tuned in live or on demand here on the Fans Only Sports Network. Passed up the field. As LaSalle will move to the X. Some substitutions coming on. And a quick fire. LaSalle scores again. I don't even know if there's 22 different ways to say a team scored. But they've scored 22 different times. Back to midfield for another face-off. So as the clock continues to run, approaching 8 minutes now in our third quarter. The Rams deal it. Now ball loose. Nicholas Liu tries to scoop it up. It's taken away by Mount St. Charles. It's whistled for. No. Rams take possession over with Liu now. Moving behind the X. Sent out to the wing. Faking the pass. A spin move to his right. Shot goes wide as Miles Marino can't find the mark. Trying to join Quincy Marino in the scoring column. Another spin. Long pass out to the wing. Over into the X. The Rams get it back into the corner now at the point. Out to the wing, and Miles Marino tries again, and a good save made by the freshman Tortolano. Flag is coming out here. It's going to go against LaSalle. Miles Marino off to the penalty box. Now the penalty will start ticking down around the 6-minute mark. LaSalle brings it up the field quickly with Ronan Peterson. Hard shot goes wide. Gonna roll out of bounds here with 5:30 to go in our third quarter. 22-1. The Mounties with the takeaway in close, helping out Tortolano as the Rams now defending, seeing if they can their best, looking for a better than 28 goal performance. So far, only 1 goal allowed. Mounties, another tough angle shot coming from Frankie Ryan, goes out of bounds. LaSalle will take over possession here. Rams scoop it up with Ryan Cowan. Cowan now pushes forward. The pass intended for Nicholas Liu goes incomplete, out of bounds. Mounties pass it to Tortolano to get it back into play before gunning it down the field, where it's intercepted cleanly by LaSalle. Passed over to the X. As the Rams cutting around, deal to the outside. Charging in now. Here comes Lachlan Gott, where it's saved on by Tortolano. 3 minutes ago now in our third quarter. Flag on the play. Here comes the whistle. Off the field goes Bryce Lopes for 30 seconds. Whistle blows and 30 seconds counting down along with this running clock. That's 2 minutes to go. The ball close. The Mounties threatening as it's pushed along the turf. The whistle. And going to be another player headed. Or just, never mind, excuse me. No penalty there. 5 seconds to go on the man up. Just a minute and a half in the third quarter. This running clock has slowed down the LaSalle Rams scoring. And as I say that, Quinn O'Rourke charges through for the 23rd goal on the Rams' day. Goal 23, courtesy of the junior O'Rourke. Back to midfield now. Under a minute to go, and if the Rams work quickly, they might have a chance at another. Tough battle on the face-off, but LaSalle comes out with it as Nicholas Ferguson tries to pass it back to midfield. The pass goes a little too high, but the Rams there to recover cleanly. 30 seconds now left in our third quarter. Only 4 goals this quarter for LaSalle. Looks like the running clock might not allow for them to make it one of their highest scoring games, or the highest scoring game of their year. As time expires in our third quarter, 23-1. One more quarter to go when we return. Welcome back for the fourth quarter. Ready to face it off. Midfield for, let me see here, 23 plus 4 face-offs. 27th time today. Or actually, 28th time today, counting the Mount St. Charles goal as well. Some whistles blow, and possession goes towards the Mounties. Good save made. Rams' new goalie. Wind has lightened up a bit here. The day gone on. Sitting at 57 degrees. Should get up to 64 degrees by the end of the day. Not much to complain about here on this Saturday morning, especially for any LaSalle Rams players and fans. From the slot up top, shot goes by for Christian Cones. (24-1). Back to midfield with 10 minutes to go. Off the face-off. We now at Salle territory. Resume play before charging up the field. Passed over. Some distance to go for the Rams, who work it forward and take the shot. It rolls out of bounds. LaSalle keeps control of it. 24-1 still here. Heading from the X, wrapping it around, out to the outside. And 25th goal coming across for the Rams. 9 minutes to go. Need 4 more goals this quarter if they want to have their best offensive performance of the season. Trying to do better than their 28-6 win versus East Greenwich just 3 games ago. Mounties move it off the face-off, now have it taken away. Rams with some long passes. A lot of unfamiliar faces into the game at this point. Definitely not your everyday starters that got this game going and got such a big lead in the first half. But the Rams still scoring, and they'll do it again right there with Bryce Lopes, I believe. So 26 goals here. (26-1). Pretty dominant performance, if I say so myself. So the Rams back on offense. Toss it back now. Some subs coming in for both sides. Fresh legs on with 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in our fourth and final quarter. Quincy Marino loaded up from short distance and just sent it wide. Going over the net, the Rams first to it out of bounds will continue to look for goal 27. And that shot won't get it done again. Deflects out of bounds. Rams again will remain in possession. Hard shot from the wing. And there's the 27th goal. Still 6 minutes to go for the Rams, now just needing 2 more goals. And if you can get to 29, why not just get to 30? Already well ahead of their last time they faced Mount St. Charles with their 20-5 win. Looking to go up by 4 touchdowns if they score again. As that rolls out of bounds. Now the Rams moving it back into the offensive zone. Jump shot. Won't be able to be saved. Dominic Tortolano got a piece of it but couldn't stop it from falling in. 28-1. The Rams in front by a boatload here in the fourth. Now tied for their best performance this season. $28 goals here for LaSalle. Mounties trying not to give up that big 3-0 with 4 minutes to go. Rams breaking through the defense. Flag on the play. And now the flag will send off Mount St. Charles's 28. Possession with Salle and a man up here. Now the minute will start of the man-up chance that the Rams don't need, leading by 27 in lacrosse. Got to make sure, just remember it's a lacrosse game with that kind of deficit on the scoreboard. See if the Rams can put up the 29th goal of their day. Looks like the Rams will just slowly pass it around. There's 2 minutes and 40 to go. Not showing much initiative here to put away goal 29. Back to even action as the man-up advantage gone. Approaching the 2-minute mark. We'll start to wrap it around the circle once again. Getting a little fancy as they try to save it from going out of bounds. So at this point in the game, under 2 minutes to go, it seems the Rams have taken their foot off the gas pedal on offense. Showing a little bit of mercy here. Now just 1:20 to go. Mount St. Charles, maybe one last effort to get into the scoring column. Intercepted. And now just 1 minute left in our fourth quarter of play. 28-1. The Rams definitely seem like this one's about over. Taking a look at the scoreboard, look at their new substitute who will check on and carry it here with 30 seconds passing back to the point. Around midfield. 20 seconds to go before this game is officially final. Well, I'll go back all the way to the first quarter. And for 14 seconds, this game was tied. And from that point on, it was not even close. 28-1 is your final. The Rams tied their best offensive performance of the season, pick up their 8th win in league, move to 9-1 overall. Dominance all around for this boys lacrosse matchup. The Rams continue to roll on and roll through Rhode Island competition. Thank you to everyone who tuned in live or on demand here on the Fans Only Sports Network. On behalf of myself, Charlie Adams, and my cameraman, Ashton Allison, have a great rest of your day, great rest of your night. We hope to see you here on the Fans Only Sports Network sometime soon. But until then, we'll say goodbye. Have a great rest of your night, folks.